later on. So this is, for Liv Sandbox, a game about making sure you have bottom side control here, making sure that Jace has prio, and honestly, trying to get this Akali fed in any way possible so that she can then later carry and blow up those backline targets so quickly with help of the Vi.
For Liv Sandbox, it could be over on the other side as well. Really interesting drafts here. Let's hop onto the Rift for game one. Gets into the brush. All we can see, Jonas Strong was trying to hide him, but he's going to move himself out now. Yeah, moves over, and the red buff is up and available.
He's going to come down here now, knowing that Vi is on the Raptors, and look for an early gank here. This is great pathing from Cuz.
Yeah, Life Binding is also going to bait them out, as well as now the flash forward from Lehans. Envy, he knows that he's dead. He's trying to trade this one back, and they immediately jump onto Kyle as well. That is going to be a kill for both of the bottom laners of KT, and already the start is fantastic for the red team.
Where Willer is, he knows he has red buff advantage with the pathing he's taken, so could duel the Vi and push her out and then come down and make this happen, or at least is Lion just going to get a faster back?
That's a nice way to do it.
You take too much damage, you can't fight back. Lehans, this is what I was talking about with his roams.
Yeah,
shouldn't be here, though.
Going to take Closer for a walk. He doesn't have flash, remember, guys. He's just dead. I'm not entirely sure what was happening there.
And Kyle trying his best here to grab one more binding on the aiming. Wouldn't have killed him anyways. And then Lehans is going to, as you say, just push this in. I guess grab aggro here. Because if he tries to get a Spell Thieves, you know.
Yeah, he didn't. Never mind. He's just going for a quick back.
He just wants a quick back. Now, this is like what you do when you're Karma here and you want to go help out your mid laner who has no mana. Unfortunately, he is caught and punished. That was a bit of a bizarre choice. Without flash, is that death on Lehans, right? Because this is some money given over to Closer. If anyone else gets that kill, you feel less bad. So there is that one Closer angle here that you're a little bit concerned about if this Akali starts to get some additional picks in these upcoming early game fights.
No, you're exactly right. As Call of the Forge God coming in, there is the flash to guarantee the knock-up onto Bertle. He knows that he's dead. Cuz is going to rocket his way through. It's going to be a solo kill unless he gives it to Cuz. You love to see it. Maximize the money. Keen, just a team player. Isn't that just the best? They're like, here, by the way, I've got some money for you. Would you like to collect some money? Let's see whether Keen actually offers it to him.
He's like, I'm going to go for my Q. He hits the Q. And he's just calling out his abilities here as he, of course, catches Bertle as Bertle goes to clear the minions.
And then he says, you eat it, you eat it.
Yeah. Moving out of lane, so not able to push as hard here. And look at BDD.
Emperor's Divide is going to deliver an Akali towards Cuz. Does get the flash out as Dragon going to be taken. Next one going to be a Hex Tech as BDD going to usher Shirley towards this turret. Willer's coming over. See whether he can actually deny this. The answer is no. BDD collects a plate.
You know, with this Caitlyn lane is
Kyle. That's another flash forward from Lehans. He keeps him on the leash as now Amy's going to chase after. There's the Arcane Shift for the kill. As Envy is trying to get this 1v1, but he misses with the Peacemaker. As aiming is just going to make a bit of a fool of him. It's a double kill for Lehans in the end.
With this Wukong topside to potentially start Baron, and Keen's heading over. He's got Exhaust.
Yeah, they're going to start this one up. There's the Ram, but it only gets one, and it's only onto Willer. So KT not really finding too much. They might be able to just brute force this turret, though, and they are going to. Envy standing back, and the trap is going to be there. Okay, let's see whether King can escape this one. As Closer diving forward, that's a decent shock blast. As KT, they take the turret, and they look to back away. Envy standing up. Light Binding goes just wide. These ones.
Yeah, exactly. Very bizarre here. Also, you know, this is a big ultimate down before this Drake contest. I mean, they still absolutely have control, but now they have to watch their flank here as there's a wraparound from Willer.
All right, there's the flash, and Envy just going to get destroyed. Aiming, Arcane Shifts on top of him, and BDD scoops him up. Really nicely done from KT. And
there's 3,000
assists.
There you go. And they are going to come over here to this Baron pit, but they don't have enough damage without that Caitlyn here to rush it down, so they can set up some vision here behind the pit. But that is all that Liv Sandbox will get back.
Should be that KT are in a larger advantage than they are. There's also ornaments coming through, level 16 on, so you can add at least 3,000 gold to that as Willer finds the backline, aiming. Can they burst him? They do manage to take him down. Keen gets a knock-up, but it's only onto Bertle, and is going to get it back again onto Willer as well. KT, they lose their AD carry. Flanks he's been trying to find as, oh dear, Bertle's going to get flashed on once again. That's the pick. Lehans locks it down.
It is hilarious how they played this like a pick comp, but it doesn't have to be played this way. But KT are just constantly punishing, constantly finding targets.
And they're not going to have that for the next team fight. Great Shock Blast connects onto aiming here.
This is the angle for Liv Sandbox. If you're going to win a fight, it's going to be this one.
Yeah, good shuriken backflip there from Closer, but he's just going to get knocked up. Keen just happy to tank this one. Slahens uses the W defensively. KT, they start this up once again.
So much damage in this composition. You have no time, Liv Sandbox. Willer, can you steal?
Well, no, not going to be able to get close enough to lock that one down. And now, going to be able to have the Vault Breaker back up once again. I thought maybe he'd have to flash to get out of there, but nope, able to buy a little bit of time.
You know, Liv Sandbox wins that. They're so far behind that it's tough for them to do so, but, you know, if this game continues to go on, maybe Liv Sandbox has a chance. Kyle?
What? Okay, Kyle just takes most of his health bar from a couple of abilities from aiming. Aiming just reminding us all that he's got 4 items, feeling pretty good about his life as Willa. But still, it's well done as another
Keen, man, this is not the performance you're looking for.
If he's aiming for Bertle, he gets him every time. If he's aiming for Envy, he's like, oh man, and doesn't really figure it out. But
Kingan's watching at home like, I hit those, man. Yeah. You can't be me.
Rascal's like, dude, I hit these yesterday. Which is 1 out of 6,000, I believe, that he kind of has. As Willa dives on top of BDD. He breaks his stopwatch, though. That Call of the Forge God is going to connect, but the Mystic Shots do not. And BDD is going to fall down. Now Closer diving on forward. Can he find the opportunity? The interrupt is fantastic, though. And Closer has to flash to get himself out of the way. Aiming, standing his ground now, looking to chase them out of this position. Oh my God, what? Aiming's damage is absolutely absurd at this stage of the game.
There's a chance. There's a will. There's a way.
Oh, there's the knock-up onto Closer, though. He gets into the Shroud, but can they actually get anything done? As Willa is going to be taken down. No way this time around. As there's the knock-up onto Envy as well, but it's about dotting I's and crossing T's here, Wolf. Envy goes down first. Kyle is slinking off into the jungle, but he's not going to be able to. The True Shot Barrage comes on in. And Cuz is able to lock down the last one. Closer the last man standing, but this is going to be it for the Nexus of Liv Sandbox here in game number 1. KT felt like they were in control throughout the majority of this game. It took a long time. Liv Sandbox held on admirably, but in the end, the late game composition comes on through. There goes the Nexus, and KT take game 1.
In an even game state, this looks very different. So KT very happy that Aiming was willing to take that lead and pop off, and that Lahens was proactive on the bottom side of Lulu. And now Liv Sandbox probably going to play Jinx Thresh or Jinx Tom Kench potentially here. I don't think he's necessarily that interested in playing the Lulu here if it's going to be a Tom Kench. He wants to play something more punishing. He might even be down to play the Leona once again.
You're having a pretty good time. I think that Liv Sandbox is still going to need to play around this bottom lane and really help Envy be able to play this game. Good game of League of Legends. That's all we can hope for here. Top under the Rift.
Although in the isolated 1v1, he's ready to fight.
Yeah, Closer is 2 though, as Warrior Trickster comes through, because may have to flash, and he does. Well, Liv Sandbox are going to be able to get the crash. Did want to go home, but with Lahens leaving first, means that they are going to be able to get over here. Looks like this first Cloud Drake should go over to them, unless a Weaver's Wall is going to deliver a Talia into the situation. Aiming can also glide his way through as well as the flash comes down. The Polymorph does come in, but now they're looking to try and get themselves some kills. The Frog got stuck in my throat. It's currently on the Rift, so it does make some sense. Frog's kind of around, so we're going to have something different. Abyssal Dive going to get a skate out from Aiming. That as well as here.
Without the dive here, it's going to be pretty tough to actually commit to this gank here. Aiming has Cleanse. Cleanse has to be respected.
He does. 50% health on this Dragon. Extendo Beam comes in. Kyle down to 50% as the Glacial Prison lands, but it's onto Lahens. He's happy to tank it up. Kyle eats the great health. They do manage to take down the Dragon, but First Blood goes over to KT, and now Aiming is skating over these walls. There's the... Oh my God, the wall is just massive, and BDD's going to be able to snipe the Jinx in the end. A double kill somehow. Pretty impressive play from KT, as Envy taking a lot of damage from Aiming. Flame Chompers go down. He's tanking the turret way too much here, as Wild Growth does come through. Ulti used, so he's able to clear up this wave very quickly, as now Cuz just looking for the opportunity. Kyle holds on to the Devour, but he can't devour himself, and he's just going to be murdered. That was beautifully played around the Tom Kench. You can see he still has the ultimate, but he's in the Death Chamber. A lot of pings do come through as KT just hovering towards this top side. Okay, let's see whether Cuz is going to survive this one. Does manage to Warrior Trickster, gets himself out of the way, and BDD with these rocks, man.
Yeah,
it's difficult to be able to punish.
The follow-up is so hard in a choke point like that. So you catch quote-unquote Cuz, but here comes BDD.
Yep, Weaver's Wall comes through. Envy is going to flash towards the Tahm Kench, but they're going to knock him up. Cyclone has always been so good into Tahm Kench, and the bot lane just evaporates and turns into a 2-for-1 special. Man, imagine if KT had taken a 20-minute Baron in the last game. Things would have also looked pretty good.
I think this game just really, it all goes back to that Drake fight, you know, as Birdall.
Oh dear, seismic shove, and that is, oh, look at that. That looked like a saltwater crocodile launching out of the river, you know?
Yeah.
Terrifying. As, Birdall, not a lot of hope there, but also, I don't think that he had any right entering that, that part of the jungle.
Pretty good for this team, and they played a lot more passively in the early parts of the season, but Lehens, it feels like he's just decided we're being aggressive early no matter what.
He's just choosing violence every time. Speaking of which, Cuz dives on in. Kyle, once again, just going to get obliterated. BDD chasing after the Sejuani. And Liv Sandbox are just, there's no time for them to even react here as the Jinx Tahm Kench just fall apart.
Falling apart like Liv Sandbox have a lot this week, Atlas. This is not the look that we expected after what was such a great start to round 2.
Certainly not. Dominus going to come forward here, but Closer cannot push the Crocodile through the Nexus. And these Nexus turrets are going to go down. A 27-minute victory. Huni, are you not entertained enough after this KT victory? Clean 2-0, nothing to see here. Really holding down the fort.
Yeah, if you have Closer and Birdall performing better individually in those soul lanes, then I think the Jinx falling behind early doesn't matter as much. But when you're losing all three, basically, especially after that Drake fight, you can see Envy just can't do damage, unfortunately, in this game.
Thank you very much. This is Dear for the POG interview translation, joined by Amy of KT Roster. Congratulations. How are you feeling? It's nice that we are now 4th place after today's win, and I'm happy about that. So now, you guys, what a landslide victory, a revenge from round 1 too. So what was the difference that led to today's stop? In round 1, I think our communication was pretty weak, and we felt pretty lost. I think it's just that we are improving and we're able to showcase that. So people say that you cannot absolutely give KT Ezreal karma. And KT has a score of 7 wins, 0 loss, undefeated with this comp. So what is the reason and secret to playing this comp so well? I think it's just that we are so well practiced and we're really good with this comp, and given our confidence with this comp, we like to play this. So I know that Lehens was playing aggressively. He took 4 kills at the very beginning of game 1. So what was it like from AD Carry's perspective? You know, I'm supposed to take those kills, but given that he is taking the kills, I just said, oh well, it is what it is. And in game 1, you guys took 4 Drakes and Baron at 34 minutes. So what was the focus of this game? So we knew that Willer is really good with flanking, and we were just mindful of that while we were playing the entire game. And in the same game, game 1, Azir got picked and you had perfect aim. Let's look at the replay. Can you walk us through what happened here? So whenever we noticed that there would be a good team fight angle, we thought that we will definitely win. So here I saw an angle and I knew that I could win and pick off the Caitlyn. I think I did pretty well. I was able to land all my skill shots. And there was a team fight where Keen missed his Ornn, ult, and flash, and we noticed that all the players were laughing. Yeah, all the players were looking at him miss his flash ult, and we're just kind of teasing him. We all thought it was really funny. What did Keen say? He said, "Oh wow, that didn't work out."
네, 그럼 2세트 때 상대 바텀이 이번
In game 2,
징크스 탐켄치 조합을
so you guys dealt with Jinx and Tom Kench bot lane. How is that?
제가 알기로 한 10밴? 좀 밴닝이 많이 됐었던 것 같은데 그래서 내려가면 뭐 할까 하다가 이제 제리가 살았길래
I think that was the game we banned a lot of AD carries, and we were wondering what they were gonna pick. And we were just confident with whatever we were going to face in that game. So with the 11-0 kill score, you guys had a perfect dominant game, living up to the KT roller coaster name. So what was the focus on? What do you think is making these games go so well for you guys? I feel like we just have such good confidence and momentum right now. I think we're just on an uphill roller coaster. So now up against, you guys will be up against Hanwha Life next. Hanwha Life Esports next, who you're tied with 4th place. So what are your expectations? We'll make sure to secure the win against Hanwha Life Esports with great preparation.